everyone, welcome back to Force Galaxy. So today in this video I'm going to share one interview, Salesforce interview, and this is of a person who belongs to non-IT background. From past few years he is working in some another field which is not related to IT. Okay, he has neither has any experience on coding or didn't take any course in his schooling or in his college, so he's completely new to the IT field, and from past 1 year he is on his own learning Salesforce using the YouTube videos and the blogs. And so today finally I got a chance to take the interview of this person, and this is for all those who think that it is difficult for a non-IT person to switch to the Salesforce technology or to a IT field. But this is nothing like that. If you really willing, and it's all depends upon your efforts and the passion, so how much you are real to take to your decision and how much you are willing to complete your goal. So this is the interview I'm sharing, so have a look and let me know if you have any queries.
Okay, how are you?
I'm fine.
Okay. Second question.
See, first I will tell my background.
Yeah.
Actually, I came from non-IT background
Okay.
and just prepared this one, Salesforce admin development and some knowledge of LWC.
Okay. From how many months you are working on this, or you are preparing?
Since 1 year, 1.5 year.
Okay, and from where? Are you preparing on your own or taking any coaching?
From YouTube and all Udemy courses and all.
Okay. So from where you have heard about the Salesforce?
It's one of my colleague friend who is working in Salesforce.
Okay.
He told me that.
So do you earlier or from your college side, do you have any experience in this coding or in any?
I don't have any coding experience.
Okay. So yeah, it's really nice. You are working, studying on your own from past 1 year.
Yeah.
So what you have learned in Salesforce till now?
In admin side, I have myself work on this one automation tool, security tool, as in and objects, fields, reports and dashboards. And development side, this trigger, batch classes, asynchronous effects, test classes. That is one.
Okay, very nice. And did you perform any projects also?
Yeah, I perform some of the projects that is insurance management, hospital management.
Okay, wonderful. So did you tried anywhere till now?
Not tried because I'm preparing for LWC right now and integration.
Okay, so why are you not side by side applying for the interviews?
So I'm trying right now. Yes, on after
Because
completing the LWC.
because they will
So you
a
can tell.
basic what are decorators, why to use them, what is the difference, this or the life cycle hooks, this much they can ask you.
Okay. You can take the interview as a 1 or 2 years of experience as you are taking with the other guys having 1 to 2 years of experience.
Okay. So how much you rate yourself in admin?
Let me count up. I will rate 3.5 or 4.
Okay.
I don't know close.
Okay, so you don't know the flaws. And have you gone through the updates and the release which have recently came in the last spring?
This one, no? There are some close updates.
Yeah, in which we have received 8 to 9 flow updates, in which we can have more options to debug and all.
Something we have to update related data and
Yeah.
something is there.
Yeah.
I
So
just read on LinkedIn.
yeah. So still, if you have not worked on the flows, but I suggest you to go through all the updates which have recently came in the flows because they are frequently used to ask.
Okay.
Yeah. So So these are a bit important because, as you know, more work in the future will be going on the flows only.
Flows only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why earlier what happens, we were used to ask more questions from the time-based workflows and the workflows, the difference between workflow and process builder. But now
Yeah.
both functionalities are overcome in the
Flows.
yeah, are taken by the flows. So, okay, first let me know about what you have learned in the data security, or what are data security in Salesforce.
Data security, we have four types, that is organization level security, then object level security, then field level security, then record level security. In talking about organization level security, it's a password policies and some login IP address that restricts the users to logging into the Salesforce systems. And talking about in object level security, there is a profile. Profile is actually used. It's a baseline access for users. Then permission sets are there also. And permission sets is used to give additional access or temporary access. Then talking about then this one record level security. Then there is a OWD, organization wide record, and the access levels are there. That is private, public read only, public read write. Then visibility opens up with the role hierarchy. Then sharing rule. Then manual sharing. This is like.
Okay, so can you manage the restriction in your first line? You say there are org level security and then the profile. So the permission which you are managing from the org level can be managed from the profiles. Like if I want to restrict some users to log in, can I perform this from profiles also?
That is organization level security.
So how you will going to restrict there in the organization level?
And then it's some IP address. IP address is there. So in that area, within that address, the
User can log in.
can log in.
Okay.
But outside of that one, and then he has to use authentication.
Okay.
Yeah.
One is the object level, second field level, and then the record level.
Record level.
Yeah. So this network settings and all can also manage from the profiles and the permission sets. Okay, let's suppose I have two users. Okay. Now, for one user, there are a pick list on an object. Okay, and this pick list contains 5 field values, 5 values. Okay, for one user, I want values to be visible all 5, and another user I want only 3 values to be visible. So how I can achieve this?
It's the same tick list.
Yeah.
And both users having same profile.
Yeah, users are having the same profiles, but here the values are also same, but the visibility of values for one user is for all 5, and for another user only 3 will be visible.
So profile we have to give the base value. We have to base value in profile level, means
Okay.
whatever the value we have to show to the both users, that restriction we have to give from profile, and whatever the additional value we have to show to that user, that user we have to give additional permission set.
Okay, so profile and permission sets are okay there. So in profile also there is a specific way from where we can set this visibility.
Then it's maybe, I don't know exactly. It's a view all.
Okay, no problem. Let me ask you another question. So we'll give
Can
you
you
the
tell me that
answer.
one?
Yeah,
Answer of that one.
Yeah, we'll give you the answer in the coming question only. Okay. Yeah. Have you worked on the page layouts?
Yeah.
Okay, page layouts and record types.
Yeah.
Okay. So what is the difference between both? Or
Page layout.
what they are? Yeah.
Actually, a page layout can be used to control the appearance of related fields, then custom buttons and all our fields. And using page layout, we can make the field required. Using page layout, we can make a field read only. We can add spaces.
Okay.
we can add two column or one column page layout. And talking about record types, record types is used to display different page layout or different list field to the different users based on their profiles.
Okay, can you explain me this using any example?
Suppose in a hospital management, I have to show some different page layout to the doctors and different page layout or different list fields to the patient
Okay.
to the senior doctors. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will make a record type for doctor, different one record type for doctor, and different one record type for senior doctor.
Okay. Correct. So yeah, if doctors, the category will be same, and we will specify on their roles and their different roles in the hospital, like their senior doctor, junior doctor, or intern, or
Yeah, yeah.
so
Yeah.
the different record types will be created. Okay. So in this record type only, when we used to create record type, we will also get the option. So whatever the fields are there on this doctor object, okay, pick list field.
Mm-hmm.
So for this pick list field, we will also get the option which values you want to make visible in this particular record type.
Okay, yeah, right.
Yeah. So
So the answer of the previous questions is not giving like
we will not discuss the profile and permissions there. We will discuss the page layouts and the record types.
okay.
Yeah. So using the page layouts, we will be able to hide and remove this pick list values.
Okay. I'm just considering that profiles and permissions
Yeah.
for that profession. Okay.
Okay. And now let's suppose I have 2 users, and for user A, there is a object account. Okay.
Okay.
And for both the users, a visibility of account is edit and create. Okay, they can edit the records and also create the records.
Okay.
But a user A is only able to see the records of specific filters of user B. Like there is a pick list field ABC. It has a value ABC. So user A can only able to see the records of user B where the pick list value is A. So how is it possible, or how we can achieve this?
Security or
Yes.
something else? Security. Both users have the same profile.
Yeah, users are having the same profile, and for the account object, permissions are also same. No permission sets are assigned. Permission on account is read and create. Okay, but somehow user A is only able to see some records where the pick list value is set A for user B. Okay, so user A completely not able to see user B records.
In that case, OWD should be maybe private.
Yes, it is private. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next.
Then it's able to see or not able to see user B record.
He is able to see user B records only for pick list values where values set as A, not for all pick list values.
Okay. OWD is private. Okay.
Yeah, if we set the OWD private, so both the user will not able to see each other's record, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now next.
Then might be the user A is in upper side of the role hierarchy of user B.
So if it is in the above of role hierarchy, then he will be able to see all the records of user B, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this will not work. Next.
You're talking about only pick list now, so that's very confusing. I'm not getting idea about that one.
Yeah, so don't think about like a pick list. Here is we are setting some criteria. If the value of pick list is A, then only user be able to see.
So then we have to use the criteria with sharing.
Yeah, then we will set a role on account that if the pick list value and the owner is B, then user A will able to see the records.
Okay, then OWD will be private, and we will create a criteria based sharing.
Yeah, correct. OWD will be private, and then to give more a bit access, not completely access, we'll move to the criteria based. Okay.
Sharing tool with sharing tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you have any idea about Apex sharing also?
I just read somewhat about topic sharing. Means whatever the means criteria is there, that is not possible with the sharing rule, manual sharing.
Okay.
In that case, we use sharing with the programmatical sharing. That is Apex sharing.
Yeah, Apex sharing is also a way to share the records. Okay, so
Yeah.
in this also we will get a object, like if on the account we want to work, then the account share there is a object. If we want to work on contact share is a object, and in the Apex code only we can set all the sharing.
Yeah, and there is also the access level is also there.
Yes.
To whom we have to share, that is group ID or group ID. Group ID is there. We have to give.
Yes.
So only that one I know.
Yeah, this much is enough. Okay. So next is what you know in triggers.
Triggers. We can do anything with the triggers that is not possible with our automation tools. And there is after triggers and before triggers is there, and we can make email operations.
Okay. I will come back on this development part. Let first ask you from the admin only. So, do you know about the validations rules also?
Yeah, validation rules. Yeah.
So, if I want to make up any field on page layout mandatory, so what validation rule will going to add?
Okay, using validation rule, we can do this one. Specifically using validation rule, then that value it should not be null.
Okay, should not be null. So like suppose there are two objects. Okay, they are connected or they are linked with lookup relationship. Okay. Now my condition is a parent, like there are user A and sorry, custom object A and B. So A is here parent and B is here child. Both are linked with the lookup relationship, not a master detail. Okay.
Okay.
So here I want object A is only have one child, like object B record. If a user tried to add another record in object B, then it should show an error. Or user should not be able to add more than one child on object A. So how I can achieve this? In using admin only, admin approach, not the development part.
Okay.
Okay, let's suppose both are okay. Let's suppose both are linked with master detail relationship. So how you going to achieve this?
And suppose it's a master detail relationship, and
one parent can
only one.
Yeah, one parent can only have one child, and if a user try to add another child, then user cannot able to do so, or it should show an error.
No, don't know what this one.
Okay, so in the master detail relationship, what additional functionality you have learned, which is not in the lookup relationship?
When we delete this one parent record, then associate child record will get also deleted in master detail.
Okay. Any specific type of field which you have found in the master detail but not in the lookup?
It's a roll-up summary.
Okay, so roll-up summaries are available there. So what are roll-up?
Roll-up summary field, actually using roll-up summary field, we can do count, sum, min, max of relevant child record.
Okay, so we are now able to create a roll-up summary on object A, right? Because they are
object A.
Yeah, because they are linked with master detail. So in the object A, we use the function count with
Yeah.
Okay. So whenever the count is one.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Means we will means I'm trying just now.
Yeah.
We will create a field roll of summary, and that field should not be exceed more than one, right?
Okay. So how we will check this should not exceed one?
Using validation rule.
Okay. So using validation rule. So whenever the user try to add another, it will fire the validation rule, and user will not be able to add the user. Okay.
Is it right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
So what best practices we should take care when writing with the trigger or working with the trigger?
Working with the triggers, your trigger should be bulkified. Then
What do you mean by this bulkified?
means your trigger should handle at least 200 records
Okay.
at a time, and then do not use hard coding IDs.
Okay.
Then do not use your SQL query inside the loop. Do not use an DML operation inside the loop. That is always outside the loop. And we use a handler class. Always use handler class.
Okay.
Use feature methods appropriately. Use context variables. Yeah, that's best practices.
Okay. So what if I use SQL query inside a loop?
Then query exceptions will occur.
So if there are only, like, suppose I have a requirement, there can only be one record available in the query or on the loop, on the list on which you are iterating. Okay. So inside this loop, I am going to make a query. So will it be correct or not? Will it going to fire any exception or not?
It will not fire there.
Okay. So is there any specific number when we will use to get this error?
It's 200.
Okay. So as per the limits, governor limits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me know which event we will going to use. So the scenario is like, I have object A and object B. Okay. So object B is here a child. Okay. Or they are linked with any relationship, either lookup or master. Okay. So whenever on the object B, a description field value is added in the description field, it should aggregate over the parent object. There is a field on a parent object. So all the descriptions should be collected there whenever updated or created.
Of object B.
Of object B, yes.
Okay. Then it's a after event we have to see.
Why?
Because we will occur in this one. It's in a relationship. Both objects are in relationship.
Yeah.
Means triggering point is in object B, and same we have to update it in object A.
Yes.
So we have to use here after.
After insert.
Yeah, after update.
So will it work on before update also?
Before update, how can we find out the ID of that one?
But in before update also we'll get the ID. You don't think so?
In case of insertion.
In case of insertion only we are not having the ID.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between a new list before insert new list and after insert new list?
New list means I'm not getting that one.
So okay, trigger.new.
Trigger.new
Yeah,
or
yeah.
trigger.old?
Trigger.new.
Okay, trigger.new. It's displays the new versions of the records, and trigger.old displays the old versions of records. Stores the old versions of records.
What do you mean by this new version and old version?
So see, when we have to update the account field,
Okay.
then the previous value of that one, that's a trigger.old, and when we update that one value of the account field, that value will be stored in the trigger.old.
Okay. So in before update, in which we will have the value in trigger.new, will there be a value?
But I don't
if the event is before update. Okay.
Okay.
So in which variables, context variable, we will have the values trigger dot new, trigger dot old map, trigger dot new map, trigger dot old. So will all four contains the value or not? If you are having a before insert, before update trigger, okay, which values you will going to pass to triggers handler?
Update. For update, we can take it trigger dot old also, trigger dot old map also, trigger dot new also, trigger dot new map also.
Okay, and if it is trigger dot new, if it is before insert,
Before insert only we can take a trigger dot.
only trigger dot new.
Yeah.
And what about a map, trigger dot new map?
Trigger dot new no, we
Why?
cannot. In case of before insert,
Why?
we don't have idea of that in that event.
Okay. So have you worked on undelete event also?
Undelete means I know the
So why this undelete is available in this after event but not in the before?
because when we undelete that one,
Okay.
then value gets restored.
Okay.
So it will overlap the previous. Means there is no previous value because we are already deleted that one. So maybe because of that one.
So I didn't get this clearly, but let me explain you this.
Okay.
So in the after is always fire when the record is committed to the database. Okay. So here we have ID for these records. Okay. Now we can delete from the records from the database also. Then we have a specific ID of this particular record, whatever we are deleting in the after. Okay. So we can obviously found them in the recycle bin, and from there we can undelete them. But in the case of before event, the records are still not yet committed to the database, so there are no IDs assigned to them. So there is nothing which we can undelete.
Okay.
So this is the reason. So execution order, you know, in Salesforce, order of execution.
Oral execution. Okay. First, prepare the records.
So this is the very important question. Like,
okay, prepare the records for update and inserts. Then say all the system validation rules will run. Then
what are these system validation rules?
System validation is required field.
Okay. Yeah.
And all. And, then all record trigger flows will execute. Then again all before triggers will execute.
Okay.
Then again custom validation and system validations will execute. Then again after event triggers will execute. Then data saves the data, but does not commit it yet at this point. Then again escalation rules, then auto response rules, then workflow rules. In workflow rules also, then again if there is a field update, then update that field. Then again the system validation rules will execute. Then again in workflow only, and then again after update and before update triggers will execute again. Then roll-up summary field, then grandparent roll-up summary field, then data is committed, and last this on post process from sending emails and all.
Okay. Very nice. So before going for any interview, so please make sure that you know this order of execution also. Okay, this is likely to ask.
Okay.
1 or 2 experience. So now next is like suppose I have a requirement like if on account object and field is updated. So there is a field of not description. So there is a checkbox on account. Okay. So whenever the checkbox is marked as true, I want to make call out on external service.
Okay.
How we can achieve this?
Maybe using this one is using triggers.
Okay.
I didn't know about the callouts and all.
Okay, so here don't focus on the
Data.
callouts.
Okay.
Just focus that you need something. Whenever the field is updated, you need to fire your link or your services to the externals. You need to pass the data to the external service. So forget this. Just you need to make the call out. So how you can achieve this? So here the asynchronous will be come in picture. If you have any idea.
Using feature methods, we can do callouts.
Okay. So future methods we can make call outs. But
Yeah.
the condition is here whenever the field is up checkbox is true, then only the call out will be done.
Okay, then we have to write in specific conditions. Means,
So how this future method will be called?
we will write this. We will do like we have to give triggers, and in that trigger we have to call feature method.
Yeah. So as we cannot directly make a call out from the triggers. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to overcome this, we have a workaround like we will take a help of asynchronous apex or asynchronous method in which future method will be used in the trigger.
Yeah.
And in this future method, we will going to make the call out.
Yeah, right.
So in the future methods, what type of parameters we can pass?
Primitives.
Why not non-primitives?
When it was non-primitives parameters, there is chances that if anybody changes the record in between passing the count, then whatever the records is changed in between the transactions,
Okay.
then there will be the ambiguity, which records it has to update or which records it.
Okay. So can I call a future method from another future method?
No, you don't.
What do you know in batch classes?
Batch classes, we have three methods: starts, execute, and finish. Using batch class, we can process millions of records. Means we have to do operations for more number of records. At that time, we use batch class. We can schedule that batch class also anytime. I know.
So from where these methods came, did we need to implement any interface also? So as you can say, you said that we can.
Database.batchable interface we have to use.
Okay, so this is the interface from where the three methods came.
Yeah.
Okay. So if I want to call another batch class, so from which method we will going to call?
In finish method we can call.
Okay, why not on execute?
Execute method will execute as many times as there is a batch. If there is five batches is there, then execute method runs 5 times.
So what if it will execute 5 times?
Then that if we insert that one, then other whatever the method will be there, then that also will execute 5 times.
Okay, so it will going to fire again and again. Then as
Yeah.
per the number of chunks, so limit will also exceed of
Yeah.
batch classes. Okay. So what is the maximum size for a one chunk or one batch? Batch size
Maximum is 2000.
2000 or 200.
It's by default 200.
Okay.
We can do max 2000.
Okay. And minimum?
Minimum 1.
Okay. Can we call a future method from batch class?
No, you don't.
Why?
Then calling again asynchronous method from batch class,
Okay.
it's not possible.
Okay. Do you know schedulers?
Schedulable method, right?
Yeah, scheduler class.
Yeah.
So this is also a part of asynchronous apex.
Yeah.
So how So how many ways are there to schedule a class?
See, by using content, it means declarative only we can schedule also, and using programmatically also we can schedule.
Okay. Programmability, like
We use the cron trigger.
using triggers.
Cron trigger
Okay, okay, okay.
from expression.
Okay. So have you run a batch class?
What?
Have you ever run a batch class?
Yeah.
From where? Oh,
Means when I have to delete the old reports.
okay. So did you run directly from the asynchronous window or anonymous window or from somewhere else?
From anonymous window.
Okay, directly from anonymous. Okay. So now there is some requirement that I want to delete records on daily basis. Okay. So that record numbers are more than 50,000. So how do I achieve this?
Yes, daily you have to delete 50,000 records.
Yeah. So manually we will not going to do this on daily basis.
We can do it. We can schedule this one. This class.
Okay.
We will add a cron trigger, or we can do with the numerical means declaratively also.
Yeah, this is on the daily basis, so you can directly use from the UI part.
Yeah.
So database dot stateful. Have you heard this interface?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, why they are used or what are they?
Basically, it's used to maintain the state of the transaction. Means, if you are using one variable
Okay.
in one of the method, then that variable value should we can access in other method also.
Okay. So far you were very wonderful. I didn't expected this much of answers.
You can means ask me having 1 to 2 years of experience.
Yes, so normally these are the questions which are used from 1 to 2 years. So and the next will they will definitely ask you to write a trigger. So the next
Okay.
part will be judged from there.
Ask some LWC questions.
Okay.
from the-
So first
So I
tell
can
me
get
about
idea
the
about that.
first tell me about the decorators.
Okay, decorators, there are 3 decorators, that is track, API, and wire.
Okay.
And track we use just to say that when in JavaScript all the properties are private. So when you have to make private properties to reactive, at that time we use track decorators.
Okay.
And when you have to make that property public so that other components can component can use that one. Means and in case we have to pass from parent to child.
So this
At
you
that
this
time,
you were explaining about the API for the track.
yeah.
Okay.
After track. Then at that time we use API.
Okay.
And talking about wire, when we have to get the data from Salesforce, and we have to expose the methods and functions, then we use wire.
Okay. So when we use wire, so do we need to import something in our JavaScript controller? Or how we're going to expose this, our Apex method?
Okay, we have to make a Apex class. Then in that one, we have to annotate a method with the aura enabled.
Okay.
And cacheable is equal to true.
Okay. So what if I do not add this cacheable equals to true?
Then if you do not add cacheable is equal to true, then it will not it cannot fetch from directly from the client storage.
Okay.
If you add this one, then it will directly display the data from the client storage. It will means don't need to go to the server side or don't
Okay.
need to the server side.
Okay, so this is one thing. Any another point?
Then I know only this one.
So when you use this cacheable true, then you cannot mutate your data, like you cannot perform any DMLs there.
Okay, okay.
And if your logic is something like you need to perform any DMLs on the records you are fetching in the method, then you need to remove this cacheable true.
Yeah, then only we have to use imperative with imperation.
So okay, so there is a method. Continue. So you were telling. So there is a method. Now I want to call this in my JS controller. How do this?
We have to import that one method in JS controller.
Okay.
Import the method name from @Salesforce. That one, then class name, then method name.
Okay. Yeah. At the rate Salesforce FX classic. Okay.
Yeah.
So now my requirement is like I have a. So first tell me, can I call Aura component from LWC component from Aura?
From Aura. Yeah, you can.
Okay. And vice versa.
Not possible.
Okay. So I have Aura frame component is built on Aura. Okay. Now I want to pass values to LWC component.
Okay.
So how do I achieve this?
From Aura, you have to pass
Values.
LWC component.
Yes, I want to use the value in LWC component.
Yes, you have to do the component to component communication. It's a
So here the
Aura to
property.
LWC
Yeah. So here the
communication.
property will be decorated with.
API.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But in that case, we have to use parcel method or LMS from Aura to LWC.
why LMS?
From we are communicating Aura component to.
Have you
Okay,
used
okay.
it?
Then, that's within a component is there.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can directly call using this Kabakis. Okay, the LWC component and the attribute we will pass in this.
Okay.
And that attribute will be decorated as a API in the LWC. So what are the lifecycle hooks, LWC lifecycle hooks?
Lifecycle hooks means from creation of the component to its destructions. It's
Okay.
It's a life cycle. Then it includes constructors. Then
So like suppose you have two
render callback, disconnected callback, error callback,
Okay.
and then what?
Like suppose you have two components, LWC component, parent and child. Okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So there are two LWC component, parent and child. Okay. So tell me which constructor will be called first.
Maybe I don't have idea about that, but maybe from parent side, if the parent side action will trigger first, then from parent side constructor will call first.
Yeah.
Is it right?
Yes. So what are connected callbacks?
Connected callback means when the element is inserted into the document, at that time it's called. And this callback is from parent to child. We cannot call a child element
Yeah.
at this time.
Okay.
Then we use this for initialization.
Yes.
That's all. I know what this.
So have you also heard about this disconnected callback? I think it is disconnected.
Yeah, disconnected callback.
So why they are used?
When the element is removed from the term, then it's called. Then the flow is from parent to child only. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So now let's suppose again two components are related to each other. Okay. Now I want to pass value from parent to child. So how will achieve this?
two components are related to each other.
Yeah.
And we have to pass
Value from parent to child.
parent to child. Okay, then parent to child. Then it's primitive data, passing primitive data. That child name should be within dash. Means
Yeah,
we have to
combined.
include in the dash, C
Yeah.
dash and all.
Yeah.
What is that naming convention? I didn't know that one. Means I followed that one.
Yeah, we
Means
call
if
it
your
as
child name is
command
if your
PC.
child name is my component,
Yeah.
then C dash my dash component we have to use in the parent.
So this one you were explaining about parent to child or child to parent.
It's parent to child.
Okay. So have you worked on events also?
Events means I'm just preparing
Custom events on LWC. Okay, you are
custom events for child to parents communication.
thinking of this dispatch only. So you are currently working. So this is here used when you are communicating from child to parent.
We use dispatch event, and we can within
When
that
we are
one, we can
communicating
capture
from
also.
child to parent. Yeah.
Dispatch event we have used, and within that only we can capture also.
So in the matter.xml file, have you gone through this file?
Yeah.
There is a is exposed value there. So what if I make this false and deploy my component?
Then your component will not display on page. What
are the different pages we have?
App page, record page, home page.
Okay. So in the render callback, have you faced that your logic is running again and again or any recursion?
Means rendering. Okay.
In the render callback.
Yeah. Means when we don't use sometimes don't use.
Yeah, so
for
it is called sometime for specific cases we do not use this render callback. So,
So,
before
okay.
so no one will going to ask you to write the LWC or the Aura, but surely you will get a question to write a trigger. So I suggest you to make sure that you are full confident and you are fully prepared for the triggers.
Okay. Give me some feedbacks about the interview and where I have to improve and all.
So as per orally, if I give you the feedback or rate, I will rate you 3.8 to 4. Okay.
Okay.
Not completely 4, and also not less than 3.8. So you were good.
Okay.
Yeah. And you know logically why the things are not used and what are the difference between. Also, you have not learned from the upper only, so you know things logically, which is more important, and on which interviewer focus. So the things you should know logically, what is the reason behind them, why they are not used.
Okay. Means in case of security. And
Yeah, in case of security is also in case of batch and in asynchronous epic also. So there are a lot of questions in the asynchronous epics which are based on with reasons why they are not called from the like why they are not called from execute, why we do not use non-primitive methods in future and all. Why we cannot directly trigger from make call out from the triggers, and mixed DML also. What is mixed DML and how we can overcome this? So these type of questions will be there more reasoning questions. Okay. So and if you have good knowledge on the data security or in any of the topic which like on the LWC also, in which you can explain more and more and can take more time, so it will impact good on the interview. I say. On the deployments also.
Deployment since gone through only videos.
Okay, so just make sure that you interview can ask you what are the different types of deployments we can do. Like we have
Genset
and yeah, and migration. And in this they can ask you what are destructive and this.
Yeah.
Any more doubts you have?
No, that's it. Thanks to you for interviewing me and giving a valuable time.
No problem.
So I am really impressed with this person because he has knowledge in depth about the things, and he has knowledge why this is not possible and why this is possible, why to choose this way and not to go for this way. So this is a main thing which you should know. Like if someone is taking your interview and if he asks something, so he wants to know it completely, like a logical part in depth. He wants to know why this is not possible, then only he will be able to, the interview will able to know that yes, you have really worked on this and you have faced this issue, then only you get to know about this. Okay, so that to know the things in depth and logically, the logic, the reason behind it, what is the reason behind this possibility and why this is not possible. So the reason is main thing which you should know. Okay, so these are the few questions which are really very important if you are a fresher or 1 year of experience. So let me know if you have any queries in this, and we'll see you soon in the next video.